Have you ever had a physical therapist, a personal trainer, or a friend tell you to squeeze your butt, tuck your tush, squeeze your bum underneath you, or if they're fancy, they'll tell you to posteriorly tilt your butt. And they will often say this when you're coming up from a squat. Do you remember why they're telling you to tuck your tush in when you're coming up from a butt? Or how about this? Have you ever Googled an exercise or a stretch and the person does a fantastic job explaining exactly what they want you to do to get that stretch or get that specific movement down? You watch the video, get excited, and then think, oh, I'm gonna try this stretch out definitely because I can do this. So you get yourself on the floor and then you try to stretch out and then you realize that you look different. And that's because you're just built different. You realize you're built different because you might be extremely tight because of one reason or another, and you're not even able to achieve the exact position that this video is requiring you to do. In this case, trying to stretch your latissimus. Well, latissimus. Being this extremely tight is actually causing you to cave your mid back or lower back in. And this is where having a basic understanding of biomechanics can get you a long way. So you'll be able to achieve a similar stretch or the same stretch without compensating with your back. And this is why form matters. Form matters not because we want to be in good form. That's not what this video is about. Form matters because you want to answer two things. The two things being, what is your end goal? And the second is, how are you going to achieve this end goal despite your body's miserable effort to impede you from doing said activity? Let's go back to the last stretch that you just Googled for an example. You try the stretch, you watch the video, and the video is great. I recommend you to go over and watch that video. I'll put a link down below. You try it, you watch the video, but your lats are so tight that you just can't help but cave your back in. So now what? Well, this is where you can use relative motion and biomechanics to achieve the same stretch without ruining your back. So let me show you. Get yourself in the same position, and then from here, get your bum to the ground, your tush to the ground, your butt to the ground. Get your glutes to the ground. Getting your butt to the ground here will actually cause your hips to flex, of course, but this will also influence your lower spine to also flex. When your spine flexes, it actually takes away the slack in your back and locks you in a position that prevents you from caving into your low back, therefore keeping your low back safe while getting the same stretch. Pretty cool stuff, right? Huh? What's that? Your form is a little bit better, but you want it to be even better and maybe get a little bit more stretch in the lats while keeping your low back safe. Let's try this. Now that you're in this position, externally rotate the hip on the same side of the lat that you're trying to stretch. The transverse plane motion in your hips will actually have a positive influence on the frontal plane motion of your lower back. This is all mumbo jumbo stuff to say that being in this position will likely give you a deeper stretch while locking your back into flexion to make sure that you're not building into extension, essentially protecting your low back, if that makes sense. I should say that only try this if you have good hip external rotation. Otherwise, it might defeat the purpose and might actually make your back worse, or the positioning of your back worse. So food for thought on that one. I'm talking about this to essentially say that if you're not successful with a particular exercise, a particular stretch, a particular activity, you should just take a step back and think, what can I do, or what relative motion can I do to get my body in a position to be successful here? As a physical therapist, this is where I make my bread and butter, and I get excited trying to figure out things and try to figure out positions to put patients and clients in to make them successful. Thank you for watching this video. I would definitely appreciate a like if you found this information useful, and it would definitely mean a lot more to me if you came back, because I'm trying to build an awesome community here that cares about their well-being and the human body. I'll see you all in a few days.